Yes, welcome back. It is the weekend tip sheet, our tip show for the weekend. We'll analyse the games and we will give you our tips for the weekend. Boys, I hope you started up this week. And, love what you're doing over there.
Yes, sir.
I'll
Put
run
a
through our
voiceover
team
over me.
list, give a couple of points, throw it to the boys. We'll analyse that. Stick around to the end. We'll fast forward, whatever you want to do. But we'll give our tips for this weekend. And I'll let the boys throw a little Supercoach NRL fantasy pick in as well for all you Supercoach lovers. All right, let's just bang straight into the games. No time to waste. It is the grand final replay.
Woo!
Yeah,
I'm so
excited for this one.
I'm so excited.
Yes, it is. Panthers versus Broncos. Panthers at home. It is going to be an absolute fantastic game. A little bit disappointing. Adam Reynolds out with an injury, but he is taped together these days. Excited to see both of the centres, all of the centres coming up against each other. They've all played fantastic first two rounds. Tungo, May, Staggs, and Cobbo. It's going to be fantastic. Just 1-17. Absolutely huge. Dane Laurie coming in at 14 as well. There's so many points of attack for both teams. This is going to be an absolute fantastic game. Preston, what do you reckon?
I was on my phone this morning before I got in, and I saw that I think Payne Haas is out this week with, I forgot what injury it was, but it was a little niggle. So they might be bringing up someone, and hopefully Xavier Willison comes off the bench.
He's listed though on the team.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. I checked it as I was coming in. Let me fact check and show you. He's
He's 18th man right now. Haas has been named. So I think he's there as a backup. Haas is in doubt, but I reckon. It's Thursday. It's a short turnaround.
Walters confirms it. Walters confirms Payne Haas won't play. Will consult specialists as he's currently playing with a knee pain. MRI scans show no issue. No surgery unlikely at the moment. Time frame return to play TBC.
Damn, big loss there in the forwards.
Xavier in. Let's go.
Brendo.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup, I think. I'm going to keep an eye on Walshy and Cobbo and kind of see what they're going to do to disrupt that back line. I think they're going to need to play pretty heavy through the middle, but obviously with Payne Haas out now, it's going to be a bit of a loss. But it'll be an interesting game.
I think the two fullbacks epitomise how both teams work. Dylan Edwards is consistent, and Reece Walsh is electric. They sort of basically they both stand for how the both teams play. So it's going to be a great matchup.
Yep.
Moving on now into the Friday early game. Is this like the third early Friday game for Warriors? They played Saturday last week, but they're in that Friday early. So Warriors and Raiders. Both teams have performed really well. Raiders 2-0, Warriors 0-2. But I don't think it really sort of like epitomises how both teams are going. This is going to be a great match. On the extended bench, there's a whole heap of stars for the Warriors and the Raiders. Yeah. Just loving their back row. We touched on the last podcast. Elliot Whitehead, who is the captain, coming into the starting side for Zach Hosking.
Yep.
He will make an absolute impact off the bench. Wade Egan has been named. That's fantastic for the Warriors. And Tuapiki has been huge at the back in place of Nickel Klokstad for his injury. Brendo.
Yeah, I think the Warriors have had a tough, last few matches up coming in. They're playing really top caliber squads. At the minute, the Raiders are definitely up there. Elliot Whitehead's he's going to come through, and he's going to come through hard. Captain's back in his spot. Zach Hoskins, I hope he gets the minutes that he deserves after the last few rounds that he's played. So I think this will be a pretty evenly matched up game. I think I'm hoping the Warriors get that dub though.
I think Wade Egan's out as well with the elbow. It says considered a week-to-week proposition, so he might be out as well. Freddie Lussick up.
50-50.
Freddie Lussick up, maybe. That'd be nice.
Good work, NRL. Keeping everything updated. NRL.com, sorry.
That's cool.
Yeah. where is Hosking going to come on the edge and take Whitehead off? He might be a little bit underdone. Hudson Young plays big minutes. Maybe you could move either Hosking into 13 and give Smithies a rest.
They love
or
Smithies
Whitehead.
over there, though. They love him.
I mean, all three of those guys, Whitehead, Hudson, and Smithies, weapons. So
Hard to
it's going to
move
be it'll be interesting to see where they interject Hoskins. But if I was going to do it, I'd take Hudson Young out.
Would you move one of them to the front or nah? Could you?
If you're defending at 13, you're basically playing in the middle anyway. So if you play 13, you're tackling all the big bombers.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's all
so.
Morgan Smithies does, just tackle. That's all he's done for the past 2 weeks. So,
And I mean, you've still got Swallow and Emre Gula to rotate in the front row. Like,
Yep.
that's a big pack. Obviously, so is the Warriors. Adam Fanor-Blake, Mitch Barnett, Jackson Ford, Kurt Cable, Tohu. Like it's huge. Tohu Harris.
Guy.
It's huge. It's absolutely huge. This is going to be a fantastic game. This could be the game of the round.
you got Roosters and Bunnies next. That is
There's
always
three potential
a
game of the rounds for
That
me,
is
and this
always
next
a
one is
game.
definitely up there.
Yeah,
Always.
it is the Book of Feuds.
Yep.
It is always just there's just something about just an absolute hatred while they're playing each other.
Mm-hmm.
Another massive fullback battle with Teddy up against Latrell. Oh my god, that's mouth-watering.
Yeah.
It is. I'll put that aside for a second though, because it's Jabbar Reed
Celebrating.
Hargraves' 300th cap game for the Roosters this weekend.
True.
He's coming in strong. I think we're going to see a massive game from him. But yeah, definitely back to the fullbacks. It's a matchup. It's a matchup that we all love to see.
Have you seen who's been named at 18th man for the Roosters? Michael Jennings.
Yeah, I saw that.
no
I saw
way.
that. I was like,
Is,
what the
is he
heck?
like 50?
Yeah, he's up
I
there.
saw that. He doesn't even keep going. Where? Oh, on the other app, he doesn't even have a photo anymore. I had a look. I was like, Michael Jennings. Not the one I'm thinking of, is it?
You can Butcher in there as well.
Bro, Siwa
Wong's out.
Wong. Yeah,
He's out.
Siwa Wong.
He-
Crichton in.
Crichton in.
That's pretty
Wong.
tough.
And
Wong looked good,
Connor
man.
Watson back after a long stint on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm. And Sandon Smith in for Kiri as well, isn't it? You go.
Yeah, Kiri's out.
Yep. HIA.
Kieran.
I was really leaning towards the Roosters, and obviously Kiri being out, Sandon Smith will come in and do the job. Sam Walker has the keys.
Yeah, Sam Walker, I think.
Lockie Ilias dropped
That's
after
crazy.
2 rounds.
Rough.
Is it been his fault? I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. It's you can't drop Cody, you can't drop Latrell, you can't drop Cookie. Who's your next? Who's the scapegoat?
Yeah,
I
Exactly,
saw
that's
that.
it.
Yeah.
It is.
Is Dean Hawkins going to straighten up the attack for the Rabbitohs?
It's probably going to be the same.
I think he's going to be very similar. He might have a bit more direction. That's what they'll be asking him to do. But I think as far as his role there, it'll be very uncertain.
You were right as well, Brent, with where is it? Sorry. Moale. He's starting now. So
Yeah, so
on point for that.
Kepi back to the bench.
Smart.
Do we think Dean Hawkins is going to have the mouth to be able to, call out Latrell Mitchell, Cookie, or Cody Walker on plays that he wants to make, or is he
Barely
just going to be
anyone.
there to listen?
Yeah, he will be. Barely anyone, I reckon, in the NRL would be able to come in there, unless you're someone like Reynolds or. I don't even reckon like Jerome Hughes could go in there and start barking orders. You know what I mean?
That's what you want from your halfback. You need them to bark orders. I mean, that's
yeah.
why. That's why Cody Walker and Reynolds had a tough relationship because Cody Walker just fed off.
That's what I
Reynolds.
mean. But they seem they're the type of team, give me the ball. As a half, especially a young half, sometimes it can be a bit scary and you kind of just go, oh no, I know it's you think of it as your job, but still pretty massive to come in there.
Well, looking at the bench, so have a little bit of theory here. This could happen. If it's not working, you take Dean Hawkins off, you move Tallis Duncan to the centres, and you bring in Jackie
Whiten, yeah, I thought so.
from the centres into the halves,
He
into the
could do
6, Cody into 7.
He could do
it. If you're losing, well,
Love the theory, but why do they have to drop Ilias to just do that anyway? You know what I mean?
True.
What's the difference there? They're bringing back.
Yeah.
So that's just my.
I think you
that's
were
just
right
my
with
point.
the whole needing to drop someone. They can't drop Cookie, Latrell, or Walker. Easier to do Ilias. So I feel like it's kind of on that.
Well, looking at where the tries have been scored around the. They've sort of been scored on the edges, so maybe they're leaving Jack Whiten out there to shore up a bit of the defence. And obviously Campbell Graham's still out with injuries. Like
We'll find out.
That'll be formidable. I'd say once Campbell Graham does come back, I think he's out for a fair bit of the season.
He is.
You move Isaiah Tass out to the wing and play him in that right centre role.
Tane Milner as well. Yeah. I mean, no, what's his name? Monroe.
Type Monroe as
yeah,
well. Yeah,
still
hasn't got to start this year.
Yeah, he's injured, so yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game either way. There's always
For sure.
100%.
There's always an absolute I don't know. There's just a hatred. But moving on to Saturday's game now, it is the Titans back fresh off the bye with their man in the halves, Kieran Foran back. I think they will come on leaps and bounds with a little bit more sort of direction.
Campbell's still out.
Fafita and Jaden Campbell's still out.
Damn.
I reckon round 5. That's my guess.
I heard early reports Campbell will be back for round 4, but it's probably a week to week. I think it's a calf, and you just like soft tissue injuries. You're not really sure about sort of how long that will last. Crichton staying in the centres. Blake Taff has kept his spot at the back. Connor Tracy on the wing, obviously with Adokar still out. Yeah, Chris Randall at hooker for the Titans. This will be a good match, and both these teams need a win. I mean, Titans got the 2 points last week. It's going to be a great match. Oh, also Liam Knight, did he start in the front row for Bulldogs last week? I'm not sure if he did.
Mate, I cannot remember the front row at all for Bulldogs last week.
Oh, it was Famasuli.
Farmer
and he got knocked out, I'm pretty sure, in the first run, and now Knight's in.
I think Liam Knight's a big body, and I think it's gonna be good. That's what you just need, size just to sort of bend the defensive lines. But I mean, they're coming up against a formidable forward pack in the Titans with Mo Fotawaka,
Big Tino,
and Big Tino.
Yeah, I think Viliami Kiko needs a big game. I want to see more from him since he's been since he's gone over to the Bulldogs. I've just wanted to see him perform and the team around him just let him down.
Yeah, he did a lot better last week. They need to get them all involved. That's all I can say.
Yeah, 100%. That Dragons Cowboys lineup though, I think that'll be very interesting.
Is that when we're moving on? We're fucking up about the Titans.
We've finished.
I'm done with them.
I'm worried that game is going to be full of handling errors. But yeah, moving on to Dragons Cowboys. Rocks and diamonds for the Dragons so far, and the Cowboys, I guess. They both won on opposing weeks. Dragons at home, where are they? They're at Net Strata Jubilee. They're not at Win, so I think they do a lot better at Win. Just the way the stadium is, it's a really, really hard for your kickers to sort of guess the Win because it's right on the beach. Zach Lomax does really good kicking because he's so used to the Win. So the Win's a big factor when they're playing. Net Strata Jubilee, not so much.
Big
Lomax,
reshuffle.
Yeah. Big reshuffle.
Yeah. Molo's out. France. Yeah. So the balance shuffles into prop. Layla was starting second row now. Luch. Oh, no, not Luch. Eisenhuth goes to lock.
Yeah, straight in.
And
Little
Mariner
out.
To the bench.
Little's out with a HIA as
yeah,
well. So
Little
Jesse
out.
Marsh,
Yeah.
he gets a start at the hooking role.
Vili Fafita's in. Yes.
Your mate Jack Bird, how do you reckon he's going to perform?
I think Jack Bird's going to do well. He's coming up against Val Holmes. I think he's going to stand up to the challenge.
It'll be good.
Yep.
Val had a much better game last week. Probably overshadowed Zach Labert last week, and then he has to come up against Moses Sully. He really needs to be on his defending game.
100%.
Sully actually looks more settled and happy under Flanagan. Probably more settled than he has looked in years, like since he sort of got cycled through Manly in the first couple of years at the Dragons. Yeah, great game. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Like who knows what Dragons team's going to turn up.
Yeah,
Cowboys
exactly.
did look
That is
good
true.
last week.
But yeah, even Helam Luki out, Fine Fuyaki in, so that's another good one to see.
Yeah, and obviously Tommy Dearden taking that captain's reign. He's just showing a lot of consistency there, leading his boys. So it'll be interesting. We need the Flanagan effect to come back, and for those boys to really pull through after last week.
Tommy Chester's been named at 18. Thomas McKaylee back to 19. Jack Jazgewski gets the call up with his big, glorious mullet. McKaylee,
glorious.
You know, the front row stocks are still looking pretty strong for the Cowboys. So McKaylee will end up making his start eventually.
Big McKaylee. Let's go. We need him.
Right, on to the late game on Saturday. Tigers Sharks. Don't write off the Tigers. Do not write off the Tigers. Write them off at your own peril. Sharks have been absolutely fantastic. Billy Burns looks like he's getting his start. He has been named on the interchange bench for the Sharks. There's not a lot that you change about the Sharks team. They've been absolutely fantastic, front to back. That's the only change. I think.
Britain injured, suspended.
Yes, Britain suspended. Jack Williams comes on to into the starting team, and that's why Billy Burns is on the bench. Tigers. Jaden Sullivan has kept his place in the side, but starting on the bench. So basically switched around with Aiden Caesar. Starting with Lockie Galvin, Aiden Caesar is the way to go here. Justin Olam plays his first game for the Tigers, shoring up
exciting.
a bit of
I can't
defense.
wait. I can't wait to see that.
I really want to see him get in, up, and around
Big
Jesse
whack.
Ramian's ribs. That'd be
He will
fantastic.
definitely. He'll be hunting.
Charlie Staines retains on the wing. For Tape, I think he played very strong against the Raiders. There wasn't a lot of points scored down that side. It was on the other side that most of the points were scored. Need a big game from Dave Clemmer. It looked very ordinary. Johnny Bateman needs to just get back to his attacking best and stop trying to fight everyone. Fanoa Pole starting at lock with Seyfarth going back to the bench. Fainu was good. Twa was great when he comes on. It looks like an absolute lay-down misère for the Sharks beating the Tigers here. But do not write off the Tigers. I think Caesar and Galvin are going to complement themselves. Boys, give you 2 cents on this game.
Mate, I think you've said it all.
I'm excited to see Lockie Galvin come out and perform again. Obviously with Justin Orm in there as well. Completely agree. Would love to see him crack some ribs. But I think Nico Hines at the end of the day is just going to get it done. This will be a bit of a walk through the park for the Sharks boys. I'm sorry to say, mate. There's some controversy on that.
He's not happy.
He's not happy.
Apologies needed. It's all about opinions, boys.
I think this is open shut case.
Anything to add before we move on to the next game, Preston?
Aye, Pat. He's on. He's on.
He's not, but yeah.
He's on.
I'm Sunday game. Oh, this could almost be just like a book of Feuds sort of game. Eels versus Manly is just a classic matchup, and these are always fantastic games. Got another big fullback clash with Tommy up against King Gutho. Morgan Harper's been moved out to the wing. Blaze Talungi gets his debut in the centres. Obviously, the unchanged in both halves, and this will be a very, very great matchup. Cherry Evans and up against Moses. Brown up against Brooks. Oh, that's exciting. Paseka probably played one of his best games I've seen him play, and now he comes up against Regan Campbell-Gillard and Junior Bolo. That's huge. Yep. Joey Lussick's been huge for the Eels. Lockie Croker, Mr. Consistent. Ola Kawatu, Benny Tavojevic, probably close to the best back row in the comp so far this season.
All three of them in this week.
Sean Lane and Bryce Cartwright.
Yeah.
Jakey up against Jermaine. Oh, wow. This is huge. Exciting. Both teams looking very very strong. Even with the debutant, the back line for Eels looks good.
Yep.
Viega gets that wing spot with Talau out, which is pretty good. He's good. When he played against the Storm, I remember he was bullying the Storm. I was like, bro, this dude's actually good, eh? And then Lussick getting that 80 minutes now with Brendan Hands gone, which is pretty massive as well, which we all thought was going to happen. So
That's going to be a stellar game. It's going to be a really good game. Will Penasini is going to be elite, I reckon. But the three Trbojevic brothers, you got Luke Brooks, Stelly Cherry Evans. They had a very calculated win last week against the Roosters. I think they could have a very calculated win again this week.
Yeah, exciting stuff. On to the final game now. Knights Storm. This is set to be a great game. Disappointing, obviously. Jerome Hughes out. Christian Welch out with a HIA as well. Greg Marzu out, and still no money. I doubted the Storm last week without Munster. But with Tyrone Wishart coming in for Jerome Hughes, it gets a little bit harder. Losing a big body like Christian Welsh. But the big thing is obviously we spoke about Elias getting dropped for South. Jackson Hastings getting dropped.
Yeah.
Like for what? Like he's played very, very well. He's the type of guy who gets his hands on the ball a lot. He's a good voice for the team. Some idiot journalists are trying to blame it on his personality, but I just think
I've seen that all over the place too.
It's absolute rubbish. Like, don't listen to old journos; they're all flogs. Like, absolutely, Jack Cogger is a fantastic half. I think Adam O'Brien's just trying something. Like, obviously, when you're in a coach's seat, it's very hot. Couple of wins on losses on the bounce, and the Bunsen burner gets put on the backside. So he's just trying something. Maybe he's not maybe he hasn't sort of been the best man manager around this, but I think we'll see Jackson Hastings back sooner than later, whether it's in the 6 or the 7. The Knights team still looks good. Jaden Brayley coming off the bench. Phoenix Crossland starting. I mean, Brayley's been out for
a while,
about a year. I think he did an ACL and then he did something else.
Oh, true.
Yeah, it's he's just a consistent sort of hooker. I'm worried about the Storm's forward stocks. Kane Bradley and Maroa coming onto the bench.
Tough, eh? No
Preston.
Welsh, no Nels. I don't know. It's just we've lost. No Hughes, no Munster, no Nast. You're not even bringing Sean Bloor in. No Christian Welsh. Like last week, I was still confident, even against a team like the Warriors. Obviously, the Knights aren't the Warriors, but still, man, pretty scary to lose both of your halves pairing. So yeah, but we'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah, Hughes has been so consistent this year as well. So it's a bit of an upset for him to go down the way he has. But I think Storm is still going to pull this through. The Knights are the Knights. Like they've still got a lot of things to do to get where they want to get. Whereas I think Storm, even though they do have a few key players out, they always manage to pull through. Like their combinations are so key, and they just trust the process. Yeah. That's all they do. They trust the process, and they just get it done.
Couple of X factors at the back. We can't miss Ponga, Pappenhausen.
Pappenhausen ankle breaker.
Yep.
×2. Let's go.
Well, Ponga's got the ankle breakers too.
Have you seen Pap's ankle break Ponga? Holy, it was nasty. Yeah, Ponga just.
Oh, that was last season. They had a great. Was that last season?
No, it's season before.
Yeah.
Pap's got out of the line, put on the big right foot, and just snapped KP.
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's what you want to see.
Exactly.
Match. And the Dolphins with the bye this round. Boys, before we get into the tips, just really quickly, going for time, who are you keeping, holding, or trading in this week for your Supercoach team? Something for the people playing at home.
For me, Helam Lukey out, Fina Fuyaki in, Hutchison out, and I think I'm bringing Curran in.
Oofed. I've made a couple of changes, got Hosking into the team, but I think my key standout will be Lindsay Collins. It's a huge matchup against the Bunnies. Every time the Roosters and the Bunny plays, he goes above and beyond. He's tackling, he's running, he's working his ass off the ball, on the ball. So I think he's going to be my key points player.
Yeah. Also got to talk about, I think I'm going to captain KP. I know a bit of shooting my own foot, but he's way too dangerous with Hughes and Munster out. Through that middle, he's going to be dangerous. So I think he's in for a massive game. Storm is still going to win, but I reckon he's in for a massive game.
The talk around the fact of dropping Hastings is to get a bit more ball to KP. So that's actually probably a good plan around. I think we're going to see a lot of captaincy around that. Look at me, I don't even play.
You get the gist though. You get the gist. You'd be great at it if you did.
It's like I know. Yeah. Anyway, Tips times, boys. You're still behind me. Brendo's behind by 1. Preston by 2. I want it quick, hard, and fast. We've spoken about the teams and why. Let's go with your tips, Preston.
Panthers over Broncos, no Reno. Warriors over Raiders. Roosters over the Bunnies. The Doggies. Actually, let me switch that. I'm going to go Titans over the Doggies. Cowboys over the Dragons. Manly over the Eels. And the Storm over the Knights.
You missed the Tiger Sharks.
You did.
Sharks.
Did I not write? No, yeah, I completely skipped it on my notes.
I was skip the Tigers too.
Sharks.
Brendo.
Panthers for the upset there. Warriors to win. Got to take the Chookies. I'm going to go the Titans. And then Cowboys, Sharks. Manly, Storm.
Yes.
Oh, yes. All right. Yeah. Let's throw a few spanners in the works.
Here we go.
No, Panthers over the Broncos. Warriors over the Raiders. Roosters over the Rabbits. I'm going to take the Bulldogs over the Titans.
Thought so.
I'm going to take the Cowboys over the Dragons. The Tigers over the Sharks.
Oh, my God.
The Manly over the Eels.
Yeah.
And I am going to go with a Knights to beat the Storm just to make it interesting. Okay. I know the halves. Jonah Pezzett's fantastic. Tyron Wishart,
just watch.
They're not ready.
Look, it's going to either way. Like if this round is anything, and look at the matchups that we have across the board. If this round's anything like the first 2 rounds, holy moly, we are in for an absolute stormer.
Yes, sir.
Boys, thanks again. Smash it out.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers.
Enjoy the footy this weekend.
Always.
As I always say, if you haven't already, follow us on socials, like, subscribe, comment down below who you think is going to win this week. Any engagement is good engagement. Enjoy the footy. Say less. Peace out. You.
Say hello to your mum for me.
Yeah, I know. I fucking...
Goosey try time. Say hello to your mum for me.
Yeah,